Hey everybody, welcome to Marvel Movie News. Today we're talking about the Black Panther, the Thor Ragnarok, the Captain Marvel, the Deadpool, the Cable, and the Guardians, and just a Sid right there. We're gonna be right back and we'll tell you all about it.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk, we talk movies. And now, here's Popcorn Talk's Marvel Movie News.
Jello pudding, kids want some
I wasn't
Jell-O.
trying to be Cosby.
There's some
Or
Cosby
jazz
flavor.
radio.
Yeah,
Jazz
there was
radio.
a hint
It
of
was jazz
sweater.
radio.
There was,
Well-
I felt the sweater
Welcome to
forming.
the storm.
Welcome to the store.
The symbiotic sweater was coming over you.
Talking about Deadpool, talking about... Yeah, that's like... Bing Crosby's like a character I've always wanted to try and do.
Bing
Crosby,
Crosby
yeah.
or Bill Cosby?
Bing...
See, I was going
Bing
Cosby.
Cosby.
No, I know you were.
Because you made these waters, now I'm worried about drinking them.
Oh my god.
Sir!
This is how we're
Start.
starting the
This is
show.
no. This is
This
too
is
dark.
how we're starting.
Kevin Feige
Get
said
out.
we're not going down the R-rated.
Welcome. This
No.
is how we're starting.
Wow.
Hold your Misties close.
Oh my goodness. All right. We are the Marvel Movie News. This is episode 127, coming to you live from Wakanda, where we tell you all the news from all the studios.
Yes.
Why you should be as excited as we are. Subscribe to us on iTunes at Marvel Movie News, or find us at youtube.com/Popcorn Talk Network. Also on their website, popcorntalknetwork.com, or on Twitter at Marvel News PTN, or on Facebook.com/Marvel News Show. And if you'll tweet a link out to our show with a message telling people about the live chat and how they can come talk to us and get all their Marvel news and our opinions on it, Hydra Steve in the booth will retweet you. Hi, Hydra Steve. Heyo. I am Matt Key at the Matt Key. We're joined by Markia McCarty at MarkeIAMCCARTY.
Yes, I think that was the
Better.
closest you've
That's the
ever...
closest I've gotten.
Yes.
Paying
Emphasis
attention.
on the E and the Y.
Paying attention. Then we're also joined by Coy Jandro at COYJANDREAU.
Back in the game. There it is. No extra A put on there.
We got Hydra Steve in the booth. We got Colt Badeau tweeting from the Star Jammer with the kitty cat Chewy. And we've also got Ollie on the couch doing
Yep.
social. What's going on, brother?
Nothing much. I'm really excited to hear what you guys have to say this week. And
Not
on
a lot.
chat. Oh, well, I know it. But guys, if you're tuning in live, chat with me. I love to hear from you because we want to hear your questions and your comments.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, we want to hear it all.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's jump in as usual, as promised to.
So, Black Panther first?
Yeah.
Falls asleep, like develops narcolepsy.
So I actually do have a question. If we always start with Deadpool news for Coy, do you want Black Panther news to start? What property would you want? Like, if it comes in, we start with it for you.
Oh, the Storm Solo movie.
Okay, so since that's never gonna
When that
happen,
happens, we will do the whole show about it.
yeah.
Whole show.
If there's ever a Storm
Coy just
Solo
said that.
movie,
Coy confirms.
Coy
Coy
confirmed.
confirms.
Make sure that.
Not only did I confirm a Storm Solo movie, but that we'll be talking about it for an hour today.
That's all we got, everybody. There's no other news. Storm Solo.
Yeah, Black
making of
Panther,
news.
and eventually when they do Daughters of the Dragon, that'd be cool.
Okay, okay.
And
Well-
I'll also throw in Fearless Defenders.
Okay.
So-
Well,
That's good medley.
we are not starting with Black Panther because
No.
I had to throw that in at the very end, and you'll
Yes.
all see why when we get there. But we will start.
This broke Wednesday.
Dude, I know. This had to kill you to sit on for
I
a
was
week.
like, all right, 6 days? Tight. Let's just hang out. Let's just buckle up.
Yeah.
So as you may have heard, Hollywood Reporter broke the story, but everyone very quickly followed. Josh Brolin is Cable.
Yes.
Now, you see, the thing about Josh Brolin is Cable is
Now, see, you kind of broke off into Cosby there. Now, you see, the thing is...
Oh my
it's the water with
Yeah.
mystery ingredients.
Oh no.
Now,
the
the
filtered
thing
water for
about-
popcorn talk? Yes. Please tell me more about this mystery
The
water.
thing about Josh Brolin is, if you had told me Josh Brolin is Cable, even a month ago,
Yep.
a day before Michael Shannon's name was mentioned, I would have been a pig and poo. I would have been the happiest little boy. I would have been running around with
All
glee.
right, I'll go with it, I
But
guess.
I envision Michael Shannon, and now that I have that, like, I feel like this is the more obvious choice. Like, Michael Shannon felt like a great left field. Like, what a crazy idea. Josh Brolin, and this isn't a bad thing. Josh Brolin is Cable. Sure. It makes sense.
Yeah,
He's
definitely.
rugged. He's got a military background. He's incredibly talented. To not name drop, I'm not even gonna mention the movie. I worked on a movie with Josh Brolin once, and the guy was the coolest dude. He like remembered what kind of motorcycle I drove. He like went out of his way to talk to everyone in the cast and crew. He was made of like puppies and rainbows. He was a heart of gold. He's not Michael Shannon. So like a part of me wishes I never thought of Michael Shannon, because now I'm like, I need to get over the wound of the breakup, the Michael Shannon
I hear
breakup,
you.
until I can love Josh again.
I hear you.
Oh,
Does that
fair
make
enough.
sense?
Yeah. I mean, I guess I'm just not used to them having the same actor in two icons when it comes to the imps.
My
I just
God.
destroyed.
You just pulled a
I-
Thanos
Marquis
while
is
I
talking about him.
destroyed everything. Yeah, but when you really think about it, yes, it's Josh Brolin, which is like he's a powerhouse.
Yeah.
And then when you think of it with Thanos, I mean that's some heavy CGI, and it's
It's just
basically
his
a
voice.
voiceover.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course you can. I
Yeah.
didn't think about it having him as it because in my mind he already was something else.
He's already Thanos.
Yeah, but like I said, heavy CGI and a voiceover.
Yeah.
You know, for me the wound is Lawrence Fishburne cannot be
sorry.
Cable, but that does mean that he can be anything else in the MCU, and eventually they will have him.
They have
as something.
to get him
They
over.
Have
They
to.
have to get him
He's
over.
amazing. I know that. Well, I saw something online, something with him with the possibility as I think it was Forge or maybe it was Bishop or something like that,
man.
or maybe it was I think it was Idris Elba. Someone had him as Bishop because of his glowing eyes in the latest.
Picture,
in the
that
latest
picture
trailer.
from last week was
That's
that was
what
the
it
long
was.
hair. Yeah, that was me
Yeah,
freaking out
that's
about
Bishop.
Bishop.
That's
That's
what
Bishop.
it was.
That's
what
Bishop.
it was. So
God, he would make a good
I'm
Bishop.
a-okay with it. I'm on board. He is our Cable. He's got a 4-picture deal.
You know what's gonna be great,
So-
Brolin and Ryan Reynolds. Like I'm it's an
Yeah.
A+ casting choice. Like
Yeah.
all of my
Mm-hmm.
heartache isn't Brolin, it's a lack of Michael Shannon. And I feel that with most movies that don't star Michael Shannon, because they all should. It's not a Brolin problem, because people are saying it's an easy casting choice. It's like, you know, it's the safe choice. Cable isn't ever going to be safe. He's a time-traveling mutant father of X-Men.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
this character is not a safe thing to do ever.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
no matter what, we're going to get crazy. No matter what, we've got an actor that's responsible. I'm just glad it's not like... It doesn't feel like pandering. It feels like getting a
Sure.
good quality actor. So I'm
Sure.
happy.
Yes, he is
Yeah.
a quality actor. It is a good casting.
I totally agree. I think it's important what you pointed out. He has a 4-picture deal. That is an important thing to note because that means let's see, he's going to be Deadpool 2. We know he's going to be X-Force.
Well, he has to be.
Well,
It's
I mean,
Cable.
it's Cable, but like
Yeah.
it's also been said, like Cable will also be an X-Force. Like
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool 2 is being used part and parcel to set that up. So we know those two. That leaves 2 others. Are we thinking Deadpool 3, X-Force 2?
I'm thinking one of those is that the thing we're thinking of, and I think a cameo. I think Cable will tie
Are you
in.
think a cameo?
Yeah.
If it's a
Yeah.
cameo, if he can do a cameo in that deal, New Mutants.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was
think
thinking
New
it has to be
Mutants
New
is where
Mutants,
it's gonna go.
right?
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they
I don't
wanna
know if they
start
would count that
expanding it.
as a 4-picture deal. Like that seems like it would be 4 pictures plus like a tiny cameo.
With an
Like-
actor the caliber of Brolin, I'm sure that's part of the contract. Like
Yeah,
you need
possibly,
to tie
yeah.
that in up front. It's not gonna be like, oh, I've got a free week, let's do New Mutants. Like he's a busy man, so
Yeah.
I think up front you'd have to tie it in
And-
because Downey Jr. when he did that however many picture deal, that included his cameos.
Yeah, and then think about it. It can be a cameo in the
Mm-hmm.
sense that Robert Downey Jr. is in Spider-Man: Homecoming, where they
Sure.
say 5-6 scenes,
Sure.
and the brunt of it is still going to be, New Mutants or
Sure.
whatnot, whatever they decide at that point. But that's still very
Yeah.
light for a movie for somebody of his caliber.
Because here's my thinking: Deadpool 2 to introduce him, and then X-Force, X-Force 2, and X-Force 3 because everything comes in trilogies when it comes to superheroes, and there's no way they're going to do an X-Force movie without a leader that is Cable.
Right. That is one key
So
thing they need.
my guess, Deadpool 3 may be happening, probably happening, but most
But it might
likely
not need
doesn't
Cable.
necessarily need Michael Shannon.
You see how
Sorry.
hard it is?
Sorry,
Do you see how much it
is.
hurts?
Brolin.
I felt him hurt.
I know,
earlier.
I
It
know.
was-
You
it
can
was like
see,
a-
you can mark the point where his heart
miss him
broke
so
right
much.
there.
Shannon.
No, but Brolin,
Cable Shannon.
I like Brolin.
I like Brolin.
And we should say during the Marvel press event that they had last night, I can't remember if it was Variety or Reporter, Hollywood Reporter, but someone asked specifically about Brolin playing Cable and also playing Thanos, and Feige's response was, "You can play both. That's fine." Like,
Yeah, and it's also like it's I don't mind that ever, but I especially don't mind it when it's in a voice.
Yeah.
Like it's literally
Yeah.
like the voice of a guy that we never see because he's a purple CGI dude.
yeah, yeah.
It's a different skill set. I mean, you don't tell
Yeah.
a stunt man that they can't also, act or also do a
Yeah.
voiceover. So,
I'm just glad that Thanos is going to stand up a little sooner when we get him in Deadpool 2.
All right. I'm moving on to Spider-Man.
Oh, another
But
thing I enjoy.
do you have anything else you want to throw in about Brolin as Cable?
I was more upset in the beginning. I'm getting more used to it. It is literally not a Brolin as Cable problem. It is a Michael Shannon.
Is not.
Will live forever in my heart as Cable. And
Yeah.
I might even watch the movie picturing him the whole time, so I need to watch it again.
I just hope that they have the entire cast of the Goonies somewhere in Deadpool 2.
If Deadpool does the Truffle Shuffle as a meta reference, I will lose my
Oh
mind. Then
my
all
God.
is well with the world. If that happens at any point, we're golden.
I just want Data in there.
Oh my God,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right?
I just want
Oh.
him in there. I love
Be
that little
amazing.
kid.
That,
He was
what
like in 2 movies and then he like disappeared.
Yeah, yeah. And what was the?
I mean, they already have a Cyclops.
Short round in
Yeah.
Temple of Doom. Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And who was the? It was Carrie Green. Was that her name? The girl who was like the girlfriend of Josh Brolin.
Oh, I think so. Her name sounds familiar.
Biggest
But
crush on her.
yeah, oh,
I
yeah.
just-
She was
I
like
just
one of those
remember
80s
Man,
crushes.
yeah.
Sean Astin in there. I
Yeah,
just remember that.
yeah. Oh, Sean Astin, and he's like carrying the
Yeah.
ring, but he's also like, "This is Troy's bucket." Bear, bear, bear. All right, let's move on to Spider-Man: Homecoming, where we got.
That was our Goonies moment.
Yeah. We Goonies never die.
Marvel Goonie News.
Marvel Goonie News. Spider-Man: Homecoming. First look at Flash Thompson and Homecoming. This comes so last week in Japan. They had like a foreign press tour sort of thing for Spider-Man: Homecoming, where they showed a few clips from it. And Tony Revolori as Flash Thompson was one of the things that they showed. And of course, the press there was like, "Oh, we're going to take as many pictures as we can," and they did. And some of those made it to the internet, and this is one of them. And this is our first real look at Tony Revolori as Flash Thompson with the pop collar. As we can see there, he's in good shape, but he's not like the giant hulking behemoth that he kind of, like behemoth of a bully that he was in the comics. And that goes along with, I think it was John Watts and Tom Holland have both commented on, bullies today aren't necessarily like, "Come here, you Poindexter, I'm going to beat you to a pulp. Give me your lunch money." I mean, sure, there's that, but I think that it's more of a, I'm richer than you, I have more than you, I'm better than you.
Right.
In
Yeah.
1,000 different
There's
ways.
a different kind
It's
of
like-
bully,
I
but
mean-
Yeah.
bright colors. Bright
Yeah,
colors
very
are
bright colors.
You know, those
Pop
show the
collars
bully.
never die. Pop
Yeah.
collars will always be the mark of a bad person.
This
you
is the
go.
pop collar bucket.
Now you
Yeah.
know he's a bad guy.
Yeah, now
Yes.
you know.
And they all still call people Poindexters. So.
That's one of my favorite, like, old-timey, like, "You Poindexter." It's like, how's that an insult? I
I
kind of like
got
that
your
word.
pocket protector. I
I got your pocket protector, you buck-tooth Poindexter. I don't. I've just always loved it. It's like the worst insult. Like, I'm a Poindexter. That's a cool sounding word. Call me a Poindexter all you want. So there's not much to talk about there, but that is exciting. We got our first look at that. Also, new rumor. This is coming from the wonderful people over at the MCU Exchange, where they believe they've cracked the case of who Logan Marshall Green could be in Spider-Man:
Okay.
Homecoming.
All right.
So
Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy.
He's playing Tom
Yes.
Hardy.
Indeed.
Yes.
He fights. He actually fights Tom Hardy. It's his twin.
We've reached Inception.
Dude, no, this is like as much as Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal had that thing in the 90s. For me, Logan Marshall Green, I'm always like, which one?
Which one?
Yeah.
Yeah, even Hydra Steve was like, "Oh, looks like Tom Hardy."
Right.
like
Yeah,
before
it's
the
like a
show,
real
I was
thing.
like, "No."
Hydra Steve, Hydra wife.
You know, honestly, Tom Hardy replaced his face now. For me, once you said that, that is only Tom Hardy to me.
Yep.
It's a
That's-
problem.
That's
My love
it.
of Tom Hardy has erased Logan Marshall Green. I'm sorry, Logan Marshall Green.
So whenever the casting like people are like they're working with the producer and they go, "Oh man, we want Tom Hardy, but not quite as big, like not quite as like bulky
Scheduling
and-
conflicts might come into play. Logan Marshall Green.
Logan Marshall Green.
Yeah.
He's your guy. You want a skinnier?
My dream casting of Jake Gyllenhaal and Tom Hardy is happening by way of them getting Logan Marshall Green.
Yep.
Like the other Tom Hardy.
So a stand-in for Logan Marshall Green on Spider-Man: Homecoming somehow spoke with MCU Exchange and told them that he had the name Brice
I'm not
on
picturing
his
Tom Hardy
coveralls.
on set just being the stand.
Stand-in for Logan Marshall
Tom
Green.
Hardy's just like, hey. And like, it's Logan Marshall Green because there's like this in-joke. I'm sorry, universe,
okay.
that's what I want.
So he had the last name Brice, as in Jackson, Montana
that's
Brice,
awesome.
one of the 3 enforcers who were like the original, like 3 of the original gangsters for hire that were constantly fighting Spider-Man. There were the 3 that were in that weird cave in
Yeah.
the Green Goblin one, I think, right? Where like Green Goblin
Amazing
hired
Spider-Man
them.
13, I want to
It's
say.
like really early on.
Yeah.
It was like
He
it's
still had a
weird one.
broomstick, dude.
Yeah, where like they flew, where Spider-Man flew to Los Angeles to be in a movie.
Yeah.
But it turned out it was like all like this weird thing with the green
facade
guy.
to get- yeah.
That's a weird story.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Anyway, yeah, he's playing one of the enforcers, which leads me to think maybe Donald Glover is one of the other 2 enforcers.
They could rewrite it, make Prowler an enforcer. Like that could that
Also
type
true.
of character could
Also
totally
true.
play as an
Yeah.
enforcer.
Also
like
true.
a power set that's like done by them, not a superhero power set, is all the enforcers. It's a special technical skill. Totally works as an enforcer, and it's like a lower grade here. That could totally work. I'd love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Prowlers and enforcers, great.
They can definitely do that.
Or just one or the other.
Or just something else. As long as they're not all coming out of Oscorp,
Yeah.
then we have done
Yeah,
a
we've
step
done
in
our
the
job.
right
We've
direction.
done our
and
job.
that's
There
what
are
matters.
other bad guys.
So now you'll have to bear with me on this one. I didn't have time to really look into this a little bit too much. But that hashtag show, again, via the wonderful people over the MCU Exchange, who are friends of the show and lovely gentlemen and gentle women, broke the story that Jessica Jones Season 2 cast breakdowns are hinting at a couple new characters to come in. As they usually do with casting, they're not using the actual names of the characters. They're all like hidden and shrouded in mystery. But there's
Motherland.
Yeah.
And Summer of George.
oh my god, Summer of George. That's one of my favorites. Dr. Kirby is 60s male, open ethnicity, scientist, and free thinker, series regular, 1-year deal. The MCU Exchange believes that is perfect for the Spider-Woman, the original Spider-Woman, Jessica Drew, villain Dr. Carl Malice, M-A-L-U-S. Okay. And that actually does make a lot of sense, especially if she doesn't get to the bottom of the whole like IGH thing. He would be a perfect choice to be.
He'd be a nice bridge into her own season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because he was like very much always experimenting with like that and like mutant growth and stuff like that. He kind of became a mutant on his own at one point. He bonded with a symbiote at one point, like so he can kind of.
Haven't we all?
Haven't we all? Yeah. But he can kind of like unhinge his jaw and grow like a bigger jaw, which is, if you look at him, like that's pretty effing terrifying. So yeah,
Did Serpent Society call for him?
Oh my god, yeah. I tried to look a little bit deep. Again, like usually I would spend like an hour, like, I've got to. Who else could it be? Like reminding myself of all the other characters.
This rabbit hole. Yeah.
But I didn't have time. I apologize. But I kind of like I gave it like a few minutes and looked around. I was like, I actually don't see anyone else that he could be. That's actually a really good choice.
Okay.
Then there's another dude, Presley, late 30s, male, African American, intelligent, driven, and self-assured. MCU Exchange believes that is Paladin. He's a Daredevil, a mercenary seen in Daredevil, who is sometimes good, sometimes bad. He's worked with Black Cat and her whole team.
And that would be fun because then that can also bring in the Misty element with it, Heroes for Hire and everything. So it's like her, Colleen Wing, and him. I like this.
Yeah, and it would make sense because he's I can't remember what he does by the day, but he's not a mercenary by day. He's like a social worker or something by day. Like he's like a legitimately good guy during the day, but at night he's like, all right, I'm gonna go kick some ass, you know.
He's just chaotic neutral when it comes to his choices.
Yes, very much so. But it could be like he's trying to do the right thing. He's kind of like a copycat. Oh, you know what? He's a private eye. He's not a good guy. What was I thinking? He's a private eye during the day.
Oh my!
Which ties into Jessica Jones. But you're just like so casually defeating the Marvel Universe over here.
Like, do you not want toys on the desk anymore? Because this is how we lose toys.
This is why we can't have nice things.
This is why we can't have nice things, Markia.
Scarlet Spider over here in safety.
For those of you who are
Been
listening,
through enough.
Sorry, Ben.
Dan Slott's ruined him plenty. Don't have to ruin it here.
for those of you listening to our podcast, Markia is just decimating our podcast.
Apocalypse was on his side. I was trying to fix him.
Just leave it alone. Just leave it alone, Markia.
Have we talked about, you mentioned Black Cat. Have we talked about the rumor, and I've been reading up on it, about Sony basically announcing all of these films as a way to make their market seem stronger and they're selling off their film division? Because that intrigues me.
I haven't heard that, and I don't know.
Because
it's possible.
Them announcing the Black Cat Silver Sable thing felt like a joke that I didn't get the punchline to, and then we haven't heard anything since, and the Venom movie is supposed to come out next year. Intrigue. If that happens, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is
it's
interesting.
entirely possible that that's the thing. So anyway, Paladin is a private eye during the day and kind of a mercenary for hire by night. And that makes sense to me for Jessica Jones because she's a private eye, so maybe the two of them are butting heads now. Maybe he's kind of a copycat Daredevil guy because he's not as up as Daredevil. He doesn't have the special powers, but he's still, an adroit fighter.
Good use of a droid.
Yes.
Well,
Nicely done.
I studied
Just wanted
literature.
to call that out in the audience.
Thank you. Another guy, Oliver, 34 to 38, male, Latino, artistic, paternal, smart, scruffy, and hip. Series regular. MCU Exchange believes he might be Otis Johnson. I hope that it's Otis Johnson. Like, I have no idea who else it could be. It's such a thin, like, there's nothing to go on, like Latino, artistic, paternal, smart, like, all right, whatever. But when I saw that their choice was Otis Johnson, I was like, that's awesome. He's just like a pencil pusher for Misty Knight and the Heroes for Hire.
A real Poindexter.
He's a real Poindexter, that Otis Johnson. But in an accident with AIM, he ends up getting the one superpower, and it's invulnerability. So, like, he survives.
Hey, if there's anything to get.
yeah. Like, so the dude can't be, like, he's not strong. He's not fast. He's not super smart. I'm an accountant for Misty Knight and her Heroes for Hire. Punch, punch, punch. Oh, that doesn't hurt and you can't kill me.
What a fun character.
Dude, I know.
I like that idea.
Like,
That's a good choice.
Like, I would so my hope is that we get to see him kind of in the office, like working in the office.
And someone comes and
for Jessica
messes stuff
Jones. Like, and she doesn't know that he has this power or whatever. Like, he got it from IGH. He's hoping that she can help him get to the bottom of it. Something like that. And then someone comes into the office to attack, and they just keep punching him. He doesn't feel pain, and he's invulnerable. Like, he's the best punching bag ever.
That's a fun character choice.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, and then finally, here's this is the interesting choice that they had. Ingrid, in quotes, early to mid 30s, 5'8", 5'11", female, dark hair, attractive, edgy, has a history of living on the streets, educated as a nurse, but streetwise, is attracted to men and women, series regular. Their choice, Typhoid Mary.
Yes, I love Typhoid Mary.
How cool would that actually be to finally get Typhoid
we want
Mary?
her.
Yeah.
We want her hard.
Yeah.
And she'd be amazing on Netflix. That's like where this character
where she
belongs on
belongs,
Netflix.
yep.
She doesn't really belong in the movies as they built them. She doesn't really belong on network TV. Netflix Typhoid Mary, please.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, Typhoid Mary is her name. Her actual name is Mary Walker, I believe. Mary Walker, and she has 3 distinct personalities. One is sweet and nice and sort of like, oh, I'm so sorry, like a bit of apologizing a lot. And the other one is adventurous, lustful, violent, loves men, and then the other one hates men. And she has the power. I know she's pyrokinetic. I think she also may have like low-level telekinesis.
I think it depends on the writer. They've played her a lot. They haven't really been consistent, but she's amazing when she pops up.
But yeah, she's like she can set people on fire. She can set objects on fire. You know,
It's a fun character, and it wouldn't be too
and she's
costly.
insane. Yeah,
Like it'd be a good actress.
She's obviously insane.
Have someone
Yeah.
really talented play her, so they could like actually express the mania. But then the actual cost of special effects wouldn't be much. Fire is more manageable than most of the stuff.
Yeah.
She's like an Aubrey Plaza type, but we already have Aubrey doing our Joker-esque Man of Shadows.
perfectly. Oh my God,
Aubrey
Legion.
Plaza.
Oh my God,
Demon
that
with the
last
Yellow
episode.
Eyes.
Oh
Yes,
my, oh
right?
my God.
But like that type.
Yeah.
Or
Ooh,
someone,
I'd love to see
someone that
Rooney
we,
Mara as Typhoid Mary.
Oh.
Rooney Mara?
Ooh.
I'd love to see
That would-
a girl
that
with dragon
would be good.
tattoo.
That would
Oh,
be
I
really
didn't
good.
actually see it, but I've
It's real
seen the
good. She's
posters.
incredible.
Yeah,
Okay.
that would
Or
be
even
really
her
good.
sister, Kate Mara.
Yeah,
Like,
give me a Mara.
Yeah, give me one of the Maras.
Give me a Mara.
Give me one of them
she
damn
needs,
Maras.
she needs to redeem herself from,
We don't want to talk about
Fantastic
it. We don't want to say those words in this room.
But
It's sacred.
one of the things that I like about this character of Typhoid Mary is that she is legitimately like she has a psychosis. Like she's legitimately like hurt.
Tatiana Maslany is her because she plays
Oh my
multiple
God.
personalities already so well.
Oh my
and she
God.
looks like
Could we
Typhoid
get
Mary,
her?
right?
Can we get her? And then we get all the Clone Club.
All right, everyone write Marvel and tell them if they
Tatiana
don't
Maslany.
already have
Yes,
Typhoid
that she
Mary
has to play that.
that they should find it put Tatiana Maslany in the role of Typhoid Mary. Everyone write to Marvel right now.
Damien Arredondo had that exact thought as I said it out loud. I looked in and yes, thank you. Good call.
Well done,
Yes,
Damien. Well done.
perfect.
Wonderful
She's
friend of
already
the show,
used
Damien.
to it. It's
yeah,
good.
yeah, that's
She's already
awesome.
got the skill set.
Yeah. Oh my God. Perfect.
Same
Done.
page, everyone.
Done. Do it. Right, Marvel. Do it right now. We should end the show on that. Let's just go.
Except for Black Panther.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. We'll get to Black Panther.
Yes.
That is one of the things that I like about that character so much is that she is legit. She actually needs psychological help. Like it's not like Legion where he's like, oh, I need to. There's a telepath in here somewhere. I'm gonna dig in and find him and get that personality out. She legitimately cannot control her personality.
Right.
And I love that. You never know what you're getting with her. You're like, oh, she's so nice and sweet and kind. And then all of a sudden she's like, you're a man and I hate you, burn. It's like, what? Yeah, so anyway. You found a story.
I did.
About
Valkyrie
in the Misty Night.
Yes. Yeah. Do you want me to remember? Okay.
I can set it up if you want to knock it down.
Yeah.
Also, let me set it up. A fan on Twitter named Robert Young tweeted out just a random, just thinking about it while I'm at work tweet, saying basically, I would love to see Simone Missick and Tessa Thompson team up as Valkyrie and Misty Knight, which we've seen in Fearless Defenders.
Yeah.
And then the two women, the two actresses, tweeted back second and third.
Yes.
Like basically,
They're
I second
more...
it, I third it.
But let's be honest. Would anybody say, nah, I'm good?
No one.
Especially when you have these incredible characters.
Yeah.
Because, so Tessa Thompson, this is her first time being part of the MCU. Well, for both of them. But and
Simone
she gets
Missick
Valkyrie.
Ugh.
She gets Valkyrie. Oh, my God. That's like she's already won the genetic lottery, and now she's won the MCU lottery. This is amazing. Of course, she's not going to say no. And then have Fearless Defenders. It was a limited. I actually haven't.
That wasn't it.
I actually haven't read all of it yet. I'm gonna go back and read. It came out in 2013. I want to say something like that. Fearless Defenders. So I need to finish that one off. But the two of them team together. It's Misty Knight and Valkyrie. How can you go wrong with this?
Yeah.
There's nothing to go wrong with it.
There's nothing that can go wrong. It's a shame that the movies don't cross over with the TV so much, because I doubt we'll ever see that.
Yeah.
But that would be amazing.
Or at least an animated series. We could do animated.
We could do animated,
I mean,
right?
Planet Hulk was animated. We could do this.
We can do a Fearless Defenders animation. All right, well, let's move on real quick, because we do have a lot to get to at the end of the show. We got our first look. It's Punisher in costume with the skull cover, the bulletproof skull jacket, and it looks cool.
Bulletproof?
Well, not bulletproof, but it's probably bulletproof. Come on, It's
Yeah.
Kevlar. You know it's Kevlar.
No, I just like that there's bullet holes in the skull.
Yeah.
In the skull
Well, the paint's
design.
not bulletproof.
No.
So he underneath the
There you
paint
go.
shit. That's why I'm wearing
It's
this
like-
shirt today. So
It's
I'm
just-
sure you
Yeah,
see.
it's well done. It's well done. No,
Oh,
we see the
it's
skulls.
good.
We see the skulls.
Just-
We see the skulls in your shirt.
Just celebrating that image.
Yeah,
that image alone.
I love seeing the Punisher beat up. I'm just one of those people. There's something about seeing him with bruises
No,
on his
but-
face. He was out doing what he thinks is good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, every single bruise tells a story. And I want to know that story. I want to know the story of every single one of those bruises.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just hope he gets beat up all season. I really hope.
Ollie, you're sadistic.
For Markia's sake.
Oh, okay. Never
Come
mind.
on.
Markia, you're sadistic.
I mean, I only approve of
He's
it.
the Punisher.
You're both sadistic. So yeah, that's fun. We're excited. That'll probably come out this year. That's my guess. So, I should have put this after Spider-Man, but Spider-Man animated over at Sony, which Marvel has nothing to do with, have cast Shameik Moore from Dope and the Get Down as Miles Morales.
Congrats.
And Liev Schreiber is joining the project as the movie's villain.
Everyone see Dope and realize that Miles Morales does exist in the movie Dope.
Yeah, really does.
And then be excited that we get Miles Morales in the animated series, as played by a guy that's already played him very well, in Dope. This is perfect.
It's perfect
It's so
casting.
good.
It really is.
Nice.
It was so funny because it was like, oh, it's not Donald Glover. Then I saw who it was, and I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That
Okay, never mind.
whole-
That's
I'm
cool.
all good. I'm all
Yeah,
good with
never
this.
mind. I'm good. I'm good.
I watch that movie more often than most movies, and every time I'm like, this is what I remember the feeling of being a kid and experiencing teen and high school, and it gives you all those feels of outcast cool, on the good side of it.
Yeah.
And that's Miles Morales to me. He's a kid that's too smart for his own good, that really doesn't know how to handle people, and that is so well played by this guy, and now he's playing him for real.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked.
So excited. Liev Schreiber, who do you want to see him play? He's the villain.
Who has
Can
that
I-
gruffness? Craven.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
Craven
Yeah.
for me.
Would they do that?
I don't, they could.
I
Why
think
wouldn't
they
they?
should do
I think
that.
they totally should.
Oh, wow.
The only thing
like
the
that.
only reason I wouldn't want Craven in animated is because it's a character that would translate so well to film.
Yeah.
And
You could have both.
you can have both,
You
but
could
why
have
not
both.
do a character that wouldn't translate well to film and animated? The
So-
range of what you can do with animated,
Right.
Mysterio could be tripping balls. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You could really
Mysterio.
go and
Yeah.
stuff like that it gives a certain depth that animated can't do things film can, and vice versa. That's all I'm saying.
Whenever I think of Mysterio, though, I think of what was that? Dr. Hammer. The Joss Whedon thing that he did with Neil Patrick Harris.
Yeah. Dr. Horrible.
Dr. Horrible and the
Sing-along
sing-along blog. Thank
Yeah.
you. Whenever I think of Mysterio, I think of like a set-alone, like a standalone of Neil Patrick Harris doing Mysterio in that way. That's whenever I think of it.
Neil Patrick Harris as Mysterio?
Yeah.
I'm so on board for that.
Yeah, and then like it steadily gets
That's awesome.
darker and darker and darker as it goes along. Kind of like how you want Telltale Games to like make a Mr. Sinister game where it's like you think you're the good guy.
Yeah.
And then like as things progress, you get more and more into genetics, and then like
Become,
these
like, yeah.
exactly, and then at the end it's like I was the villain all along.
I love like villain
that.
origin stories. They're always so fascinating to me.
Yeah.
I love that stuff. All right. I love Craven. The ultimate version where he's a reality star? Or the original version where
It'd be
he's just
616
like
for me. If they're
I
gonna go
agree.
with Liev Schreiber, if they went Gerard Butler Ultimate, I'd love the idea of Ultimate Craven Gerard
wow.
Butler, like reality
God.
TV Gerard Butler, like
Yeah.
like that. Yes,
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, it'd be fun to be like see Tombstone, like he'd be a fun little like whispering Liev Schreiber
sure.
villain, like
Yeah.
stuff like that, like a gangster. But once again, animated, you want to go full tilt.
You want to go
I'm
full?
sorry, when he said that, all I could see was like Gerard Butler going, "This is my last hunt."
This is Sweeps Week.
All right, so let's move on to some quick Guardians news before we kind of shuffle off and talk about all the stuff that came out this morning from last night's press event. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. So this is amazing. I love this story so much. James Gunn was asked on Twitter if he would ever consider doing a Guardians Christmas special, like a holiday special, like the Star Wars holiday special.
Yes, please.
His answer, the tweet came from Jenna Costa Didi, who tweeted at James Gunn, "Have you thought about doing a Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas special for ABC in the future?" James Gunn's response was, "Honestly, yes. I talk about this all the time with Kevin Feige. We both find the idea fun and funny." And another tweet, I couldn't find it, but I remember reading it. "Oh, that picture is glorious. I haven't even seen that yet. Oh my God, yes."
Yeah.
Wow.
The picture is
Star-Lord Santa.
yeah, Star-Lord in a Santa hat, Gamora in I guess a Miss Santa Claus dress.
Mrs. Claus?
Mrs. Claus.
She's canon, Mrs. Claus.
Mrs. Claus, yeah. With, of course, Star Sword. And Groot is lit up with
A
lights.
Christmas tree, and he looks like he has a little light above. Oh, that's adorable. I
Our
love
screen
that
is
so
dark here.
hard.
Everybody's got Santa hats on.
Everyone's got. Oh, I love that so hard. I couldn't find the tweet, but there was another tweet where he said the holiday special was one of his favorite things as a kid, like which makes him like one of 6 people in the entire world who actually love the Star Wars holiday special. Because have you tried to watch that recently?
I have as a drinking game, and I don't remember the ending.
Yeah, that's kind of the only way you can get through it. It's real tough. I apologize to all of you who love it. It's tough. You got like I can admit the Doctor Strange film from 1978. It's not good. It's hard to get through. It's real hard
Takes
to
a
get
real
through.
man to
That's
admit
okay.
that. That's
That
fair.
does.
That's fair.
Thank you. I'm a real man. That's
Yep.
You heard it here first, everybody. Coy
Coy confirms, Mad Key, real man.
Yeah.
Matt Key, real
no,
man.
we hear you. You hate Chewbacca. We
Oh,
hear you.
come on. That is not
No,
true.
we
I love
you
Kashyyyk,
hate
and I wish Chewbacca's family the best on Life Day. I just wish they had done a better holiday special about it. Anyway, I think that's great. I doubt it will ever happen, but we talked about it on Screen Junkies last week when the news broke, and I was like, yeah, I think if they did that, it would be the Groot family, because let's be honest,
You'd have to,
like
right?
the Wookiees all just like screaming at each other with no subtitles for 5 minutes, where you're just like, I don't know what the F is going on. I just know that hairy people are yelling at each other in nonsensical language. That's what Groot would
this
be.
would
It'd
be like, I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Groot.
And like they're all like cooking vegetables or whatever they eat. Humans, I don't know. Anyway, I thought that was a fun story. I thought we'd throw it
God,
in.
what would they eat?
I don't know. Water and sunlight.
Sunlight, I guess.
They have like Energon cubes. They're Transformers this whole time.
Or like the darker side.
I just ruined Koi.
Michael Bay comes in like, this is how you do it.
Oh no, lens flare.
So James Gunn also confirmed he will be doing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Now this has been this is exciting. It's been going back and forth. People have been asking him for a while, and he's always said, I don't know, maybe. I'm not in it. Like, obviously the money's nice. I want to make money. But I'm not trying to leverage money. Like, I have my heart, soul, and mind all have to be in the right place to want to do it and to need to do it. Like, obviously I want to, but do I need to? And it turns out he needs to. And he wrote, I encourage all of you to go look this up. Go find what his Facebook message where he wrote about it. It's a really sweet letter to the fans talking about how much the fans mean to him, the fandom, how much he appreciates that, how much he needs that, and how, you know, it's a great read. But I did want to point out something that he said in there. Much of what's happened in the MCU for the past 10 or so years has been leading in a big way to the Avengers Infinity War. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 will happen after all of that. It will conclude the story of this iteration of the Guardians and help catapult both old and new Marvel characters into the next 10 years and beyond. And then he goes on to say how he's going to work with Kevin Feige to construct the Marvel Cosmic Universe and everything else. So that to me is that the future of the Marvel the Marvel Cinematic Universe is cosmic.
Oh,
and James Gunn, and I can't speak about anything. Mm-hmm. But it sounds like from some of the little bitty things that I've heard from other various friends, there's a couple kinds of things like that in Guardians, where it's like, oh, this might be setting something up for something, and that's not news. Every single movie has and it's the extended universe, but it's just like what I've heard. I'm like, okay, that's a thing that I see what you so. And the next couple of weeks will be interesting in terms of both Guardians and in terms of the future of the cosmic universe, because it sounds like James Gunn has a few irons in that particular fire that Marvel Studios is interested in.
And I am A-okay with that.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the big question, though, is what's Phase 4? Like, is there a big overarching villain for Phase 4? Are they resetting it and doing 4, 5, and 6, where we're going to have a new 3, 10,
giant film trilogy
12 movie
the next 10
villain?
years.
Yeah. A new decade. Oh my God! If they do, just think about that. If they do a Phase 4, 5, and 6, kids who were born when Phase 1 started will be in college. Did I just break you?
I'm just so old suddenly.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll be so much older.
Yeah.
I'm
I broke my own heart, by the way, saying that.
I'm okay with dying watching Spider-Man. I'm cool with it. If I'm 90 and they're like, the 12th Spider-Man was just cast, I'm like, good for him.
Good for him.
Stallone.
I just saw him on the Hollow Cube.
Stallone was confirmed even more to be Starhawk. It sounds like it's pretty 100% certain that he is Stekar Ogard. There was a Stitch Kingdom was at a screening for the film, got their hands on promotional material for the film, and the quote that they have is, "A lifelong respected Ravager, Stekar isn't fond of Yondu." Sylvester Stallone offers the character's backstory, saying, Stekar is, let's see, what's Stallone's voice? Stekar banished Yondu many years earlier for doing something wrong, and finally sees him almost 20 years later at this particular establishment called the Iron Lotus, where all the Ravagers go to blow off steam. Is that a good Stallone?
That was very good, but you have to say 3 seashells at the end.
Oh, okay. I'll see him to a particular establishment called the Iron Lotus, where all the Ravagers go to blow. Then we have a confrontation, which is pretty intense, and it's kind of a father-son type of thing. Now he's going to have to pay the pipers. His karma come back tenfold. Susie sells, she sells. How did I do?
3 seashells. The what? 3 seashells.
I don't know.
From Demolition Man.
Oh my God. I forgot about it. I was just like, well, all right, I'll say it.
She also does sell seashells by the seashore.
Yeah. Yes. I was like, Susie sells seashells. So Stekar hates Yondu, basically. The two of them have an altercation. Stekar is up there on with the Ravagers. My guess is that he's not exactly how he is in the comics, that he hasn't prayed to a hot god on Arcturus. Right. He probably doesn't have the powers of the hot god. He's probably not physically bonded in the same space with his stepsister Alita. She's probably a whole other character. She's probably going to be an awesome badass and a character that we all fall in love with later on in the series and in Guardians 3 if he survives it.
Yeah, if only because there isn't time, not because we wouldn't believe it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
just way too much to set up for one character who's marginally in the background.
Exactly.
But I don't know. The more and more I hear about this, the more I actually think he's the Ravager who's after the Guardians more than Yondu. Because we've heard that the Ravagers are chasing after the Guardians.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, well, that's Yondu. He's chasing him. Then he eventually teams up with him. I think it's Stallone. I think Stallone is
that makes a lot of sense. Stallone to not do a lot.
Right.
Yeah, like
That'd be kind of a waste.
yeah. Well, I thought it was like just going to be kind of a cameo kind of thing, but he's in it, and now he's like in the future of it. Like James Gunn has said, no, he's actually really important to the future of the Marvel Cosmic Universe.
There
like,
we go.
So my guess is he survives this movie and he goes on, and here's what I think is going to happen with this character, and I've said it before, but I just want to reiterate it. I think in this film we are going to hear the names Martinex, Charlie, maybe Charlie 27, Vance Astro, and or something along those lines. And I think all of them are Ravagers along with Stakar, Ogard, Starhawk.
Charlie 27 is like the huge one, right?
He's the big one who was like genetically engineered human to survive on Jupiter. Martinex is genetically engineered to survive on Pluto, and he can operate in both temperature extremes of hot and cold. So those are the original Guardians from the 31st century. And I think James Gunn is paying homage to them by making all of them Ravagers. And I think that's the future of the Ravagers storyline. I can't guarantee you, but my guess is we'll hear at least one more of those names thrown in.
Peter Dew says, so if he's a Ravager, then Michael Rosenbaum is also a Ravager. What do you think?
I think that's possible. If that's the case, he's probably Vance Astro or Martinex. Or I'm holding out hope that he's Richard Rider, or
I love that so much.
Yeah,
he looks good bald. I'd love to see him as
Sam
Silver
Alexander's
Surfer.
dad.
I'd love to see him as Silver Surfer. He looks good bald.
We're not
We've
going to
seen
see him as
it.
Silver
We've had that
Surfer.
experience.
We're not going to see him as Silver
I
Surfer.
can dream.
We're not gonna see him.
Keanu Reeves is Silver Surfer.
Oh my God! Yes.
Keanu Reeves is Silver Surfer.
Whoa! I know Power Cosmic. Whoa. All right, we got to move on.
Yeah.
Marvel will be at Hall H. That's exciting because there's been curiosity. We
Yay.
wondered because D23 is the week right before.
Comic-Con people, yes, confirmed.
That news just came out today. Apparently Feige said something at the Marvel thing that they had last night. There's Chris Hardwick. What a guy. Good, the bad guy. They'll be at Hall H this year. There's no other news. We don't know what they're going to bring. But if we look at last year, so here's how last year went. I'm going to throw this out there, and then you guys tell me what you think we're going to see.
Okay.
Last year, it started with them announcing the entire Black Panther cast. Then it moved, if I remember correctly, to Doctor Strange and showed the first big full trailer. Then it went from there to seeing a bit of a sizzle reel for Spider-Man Homecoming. And I think that it feels like there was one more thing, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, Thor Ragnarok. Duh. There was like right after Doctor Strange, they're like, oh, by the way, we've also got this Thor Ragnarok thing. And I was like, whoa, my God, what are you doing? So they showed 4 things last year. And all 4 of those things were in some degree of being created. So what does Marvel have? They've got Thor Ragnarok. So my guess is we'll see our first big full trailer for Thor
we'd
Ragnarok
have
there.
to by that point. Because it comes out in November, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My guess is that we'll get all of our casting news on Captain Marvel and the director if we don't already know. But my guess is that we'll find out about the director in the next month or 2.
Yeah. I'd be surprised if we didn't.
Especially if it's true, like apparently like Peyton Reed let it slip yesterday at the Marvel event that they were talking about Captain Marvel and the concept art, and he said something like I'm just gonna get to this news now. He said something like, oh, I thought that they already found the director. They found her today, didn't they? And the producer that was there was like no. He's like, or not. No, they apparently they did not.
Just like
Never
that,
mind.
Ant-Man 2 loses a director like Ant-Man 1.
Yep. So that was apparently kind of a surprise, kind of like, oops. But if that's true, if he heard correctly, then we'll probably hear in a month or so. They'll make that announcement and get it out in the trades.
I mean, they start filming not too long. I mean, like next year,
they start
but
filming
still.
in January. But the director's
January,
still need to
February
get
of next year, right?
Yeah, but the director's still going to need time to do pre-production on it, pre-everything. I mean, they're already doing concept art. She's already in Infinity War. I'm certain that she is, at least. I don't know if it's been confirmed that she is, but I imagine that we're going to get introduced to Carol Danvers at the very least.
Yes. I'm hoping it's going to be a quick introduction, and then what we know will happen will happen.
Yeah. I just hope that they have the psychic magnetron. You can't say that name without you have to do the nerd voice. You have to, Ollie. That's the rule. The little psychic magnetron.
Voices.
You have to do the Poindexter voice.
Poindexter voice.
Point voice.
That's the hashtag for this show.
Yeah.
Poindexter.
Poindexter. Hashtag not accused of
Poindexter.
Poindexter. So my guess is that we'll get all the casting. Like, are we going to see, what's the Jan Rog? Why am I forgetting the Captain Marvel villain? All those Jan Rog, I think. Yeah. Anyway,
Have they announced the Captain Marvel villain?
They have not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm saying they will.
But they are one of the big ones, like the Kree scientist who activated the Psyche Magnetron and all that stuff.
It took them forever to announce the Wonder Woman one. I would think they wouldn't.
Yeah. So
Although,
my guess is that
I
they'll
realize
announce
that's
that.
DC, but still cool.
They'll announce any of the other Captain Marvel allies and stuff like that, the same way that they did Black Panther, and that's all we'll see. We might see like the concept art, since they have concept art for Carol Danvers in the costume. We'll probably see that then. Then they'll move on to the Thor Ragnarok trailer.
You know what I want? An animated teaser for Infinity War. Be like,
oh my God.
Here's something. None of that's gonna happen. Enjoy. After enjoy it.
Then we'll see sizzle reel for Black Panther the same way that they did for Spider-Man Homecoming, where they'll be like, here's a sense of what we're doing with Wakanda, and here's a sense of what you're going to get to see, because we're not going to see a trailer for that until
Captain Marvel.
No, because like Black Panther comes out in February next year.
Yeah, it's February 16th,
we'll
2018.
You know what? Maybe we will see a trailer, because Marvel's never
By
done
then.
a film that early. We might actually get a Black Panther teaser.
It'd be
by
7 months out, which is like similar to the
about when
pacing
it
of
happens,
similar pacing of Thor. Yeah.
I bet, you know what? I have to change it. I bet we don't. I bet we get a teaser and the behind the scenes featurette that they showed the.
I think they'll do a behind the scenes featurette and then say that's it, and then be like, oh wait.
Here's
Be
the
like,
teaser.
well, I guess
Yeah.
we could show you one other thing.
Yeah, they'll have a little.
And then my guess is that we'll see like a sort of behind the scenes featurette for Infinity War, or an actual teaser for Infinity War as well.
Yeah.
That's
You know
my
what I
guess.
don't
That's what
want?
I bet we're gonna see. What?
I don't want them to announce the next 10 years of Marvel.
Ooh.
I don't want that.
No, they could save that until 2018.
I don't want them to ever do it again. I was so disappointed when they announced the entire Phase 3.
Oh, really?
I was so
Really?
bummed to know
Why?
what every movie was and what all the future held, and because when was the last time a new movie was announced that was surprising?
Well, I mean,
Well, I mean,
Ant-Man
it's-
and the Wasp was the only
well,
one that they
surprising as in
announced otherwise, yeah.
happiness.
Yeah, but it's been very like we do we as nerds, not just us, but we as nerds haven't had a new announcement of a new character as a show that was exciting, because the closest we've had was Punisher, and he was already backdoor piloted. I want to go into a thing and have a single movie announced and have that be exciting again, because that's how it was. Phase 1 and Phase 2, we got to be like, oh, they're making a blankety blank movie. This was it just felt
Blankety
like
Blank's
coloring
my
the
favorite
dots.
character.
I mean, the spot's incredible.
I love all her powers.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like,
She's great.
she's
I just
the
don't like knowing what the
best.
next 10 years of my life look like. So
That's fair.
I would
That's
like
fair.
there to be a surprise again, because I feel like what DC has is they have the ability to surprise us by being like, oh, by the way, Green Lantern confirmed plus director. I want that feeling for Marvel.
It's their slate too.
But
to be
they
fair.
didn't do it as
They didn't do it as big or broad, and I at the time I still agreed. Like, I think Marvel did a great thing by saying, here's a giant fan event, everyone come to it. By the way, here's what we're doing.
I like that they know.
Like,
I
that
just
was
don't want to
amazing.
know. I'm the guy that doesn't like trailers after the first trailer, though. So I'm hoping I just get to stay naked.
Not everyone can be smart.
Yes, we
Some
want
people-
Koi
we-
to stay naked.
I would always
so-
like to stay naked. It's knowledge and clothing.
Hey, the world needs idiots, Coy.
Hey, you know what? The live chat agrees with me. Tim Kogan, thank you. Langley, thank you.
Langley, you agree with me. Langley,
Read every day. I'm like, yes, I agree.
Langley, you agree with me. You tell Coy he's wrong. All right, let's do. So our show gets to come to you guys because we have sponsors, and one of our sponsors is MVMT. MVMT watches.
Yes.
We all love our MVMT watches. We all wear them a lot.
I get so many compliments on
Oh,
this.
so do I. So do I.
Yeah.
I really do. And as I've said before, I'm not a watch guy. But then MVMT was like, hey, we want to sponsor your show. By the way, here's a watch. Give it a shot. You know, if you don't like it, then I guess you don't have to talk about it. And I was like, well, all right, I'll take that challenge, MVMT. And I love it. I love it. Challenge. Challenge. I love it. MVMT watches, pronounced movement. If you were wondering, they took the vowels out. It's pronounced movement watches. Founded on the belief that style shouldn't break the bank, watchmakers' goal is to change the way consumers think about fashion by offering high-quality, minimalist products at revolutionary prices. With over 1 million watches sold to over 160-plus countries around the world, Movement Watches has solidified itself as the world's fastest-growing watch company, and I believe it because these watches are great. You guys wear these all the time, right?
Yeah, I actually don't own any other watch.
Yeah.
Except for the ones that they gave us.
Yeah.
I have
because
3. and I rotate between all of them.
3
depending-
MVMT
3
movement
MVMT
watches?
watches,
Yeah.
all MVMT, but I can dress for different wardrobe options.
Yeah, I
So-
have Assassin, which is all
Mm-hmm.
black. I named these, by the way. That is not what the name is on the website. I think it's the Boulevard Melrose is the all black one, and then I have Alias, which is what I call this one,
Because it turns you into Jennifer Garner.
I like the laugh mid joke that you were like trying to like. I gotta like.
No, it's like because it's all rose gold
Sure.
and yeah, I like it because I can feel like different people in it.
I have
Yeah.
this
I
one
gotcha.
that I wear when I am wearing all dark colors, and so it ties
Mm-hmm.
me dark. I have one with a brown band that matches my nice brown shoes, and then I have my formal one, which is the one you're wearing there, because it has nice accents, so I can wear jewelry with it. MVMT accessories.
Yeah.
It's, yeah, I mean, I just love the company because
Can
it's.
I just this was funny. When I first started wearing the watch, right after I got married, also, we were driving somewhere, and Brittany, my wife, if you don't know, saw my hand on the wheel and saw the ring and the watch, and she's like, "Oh, you look so grown up wearing a watch with that ring," and I was like, I'm an adult now.
It wasn't the marriage. It wasn't like. It was
No.
I'm wearing a watch
did it.
with the ring. I'm an adult.
yeah, like
And I drive like this.
Yeah,
It's Los Angeles.
Brittany
so.
drives often because Matt
Yeah.
doesn't make it very
I'm like,
far.
phew!
Gotta go.
Why doesn't our car ever go straight?
But he always knows what time it is when he hits the pole. Always
go.
knows.
Well, officer,
Always
it
knows.
was
Approximately.
time to leave. Anyway, movement watches start at just $95. At a department store, you're looking at $400 to $500. So, this is quite the steal for this kind of a quality watch. And they've got over 1 million watches sold in over 160 countries, as I've already said. Get 15% off today with free shipping and free returns by going to mvmtwatches.com/Marvel. And yeah, 15% off. It's amazing.
It's like $12 off the 95. It's like $83 watch. Come on, guys.
Awesome.
It's almost Father's Day.
Oh my goodness, is it?
Isn't that in June?
I don't know.
Isn't Mother's Day
Day supposed to come first?
But I
that
thought we
like
just
in
missed it.
May?
Moms don't wear watches.
I thought we just had Mother's Day. Is that coming?
No, we just had it's in May, right?
I would not forget my mom.
Someone
Oh my
Google Mother's Day.
Every day should be Mother's Day and Father's Day. They made you.
True.
Mother's Day
True.
2017.
all
You know what?
right.
Blankety blank would know because she knows everything.
Blankety blank is the best
Blankety
Marvel
blank.
She
character.
knows
The chat.
everything.
You got a fan cast. Blankety blank. we are trying to figure this
It
out.
depends on the timeline also for blankety
And
blank.
is it the 616 or the 1610? I mean,
I
which version
know.
are we going with?
Dakota Fanning is blankety blank.
Oh.
Abigail Breslin is blankety blank.
Mother's Day is Sunday, May 14th, guys.
Thank you.
Ah.
Thank you. Way to go,
Okay.
Coy.
I
Way to
know.
freak us all out. All right, let's go. So last night they had a big time press screening of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 for the press. I got to talk to Roth Cornett over at Screen Junkies about it.
Love us some Roth.
And she would, true to the NDA that she signed, would not even, as a friend and a colleague, would not even tell me anything beyond, I liked it. And I was like, no, and she's like, and she even prefaced, no emotion, because I don't even want to give that away. I'll just say I liked it. And I was like, all right. And I kept
Okay.
asking her questions. She's like, stop asking me because I can't answer. All in a very friendly way, but
Yeah.
that was basically it. But before they all went, they were invited to some pre-event, and none of the reporters going knew really 100% what it was. Turns out, Marvel Open House. They were like, they opened up the doors. They're like, come into the Willy Wonka
It's like-
chocolate factory. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they all got to go in. There were no cameras allowed. They couldn't bring out their phones and record anything. They recorded the event for the press, on cassette. So they sent that out this morning and everything
Wow, cassettes
to
still
all
live.
of the press. Yep. They mailed the cassettes to everybody. I'm just kidding. That's not how it worked. But they did record everything for everyone to reference for their notes, and then they had an embargo on everything until 9 o'clock this morning, and then every single site was like, "Here's everything we saw." So here's everything. We're going to go through it as fast as we can. First of all, I want to point out Feige said that he's cool with Batgirl and Joss Whedon. In fact, Whedon contacted Feige a few months ago and said,
Yeah.
"Hey, here's this."
Wouldn't anybody be okay with that?
Well,
I mean,
but it's-
I know that
it-
there were people that were like,
it does seem very much like it's DC's middle finger to Marvel, like, haha, we got Joss Whedon. And it turns out
a talented person.
he's a talented director who handles like female heroes really well.
Yeah,
like,
female-centric property. I have no problem with that.
I'm excited.
That doesn't mean we can never use him again. I mean,
Yeah.
he gave us Avengers. It's cool. Let him.
he gave
let
us
him help
Avengers and Age of
DC.
Ultron. Yeah. In fact, I bet Whedon's version of Age of Ultron. No offense, Marvel. I know you watch our show. But I bet Age of Ultron would have been better with less interference from Marvel Studios. I think they probably learned a lesson because Marvel learns their lessons. I feel, Anyway, let's move on. Black Panther.
Do they Scott Buck?
Marvel Studios
Marvel
is different
Studios
from Marvel
learns.
Television.
Sorry, I'm gonna let that go.
You've got Marvel and Misty and I back to back. It's good.
I like it.
Yeah.
So they showed up. So here's everything they showed. They showed some concept art. And the concept art, they saw Thanos, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp concept art. They showed the dailies from Black Panther, which is, they typically don't show dailies at all. Like, that's hey, here's the unfinished product of what is eventually going to be put through, like, effects and sound and color correction and all this other. Here's just the raw footage from the day,
Can we
which
talk
is
about
amazing.
some of those dailies?
And they also showed a sort of like behind the scenes featurette sizzle reel for Black Panther. They interviewed Taika Waititi about Thor Ragnarok, where he told some stuff. They saw a bit of visual effects stuff for Spider-Man Homecoming. So we're going to go through that really fast. Black Panther sizzle reel. They said, Kevin Feige said, going forward, Black Panther really is a big part of the ongoing cinematic universe. I don't think this is a thrown away line. I think that this is actually a very important thing, one of the more important things maybe to come out of last night, because Black Panther is going to become like the new Captain America and Iron Man. He's
it
both.
has the traction
he really
for
is
him.
both.
He's amazing. Black
Yeah.
Panther is amazing. I don't know if you have. I'm sorry. Have you met Black Panther? Yeah, he's absolutely amazing. He has all these storylines. He's everything.
Yeah.
And I love that the way that he was introduced in Civil War. That and we talked about this where it was like some people were like, oh, I didn't know if he was a bad guy or not. It's like, okay, the welcome to the Black Panther universe, first and foremost, and then like no, he's totally a good guy that can make very poor choices.
Everyone in Marvel can.
And it feels like, just from everything that was happening with Black Panther, like they put a lot into Black Panther, but it also kind of felt like a standalone. And because it was this beautiful world that's encapsulated, it can then branch off to other things. It's kind of like, for me, Guardians of the Galaxy, when they had that, it felt like a standalone. It felt like, oh, this is great, all these Easter eggs and da-da-da-da. But it felt like its own movie, kind of like Die Hard felt like its own movie. But you had these characters in this, Die Hard, Guardians of the Galaxy, Black Panther, I'm talking about all of them at the same time. You have these characters that can exist in other scenarios. So instead of this, like, cliffhangy, and we'll tell you the rest of the story some other time, it's like, no, there's more story to be told because we know these characters now. So... yes, I'm very excited about Black Panther. That's basically
No, I'm glad. Like, hearing everything that we heard today and everything else, like, I'm very excited for Black Panther. Like, as if I needed to be even more excited. Like, I'm super excited for it now. So someone referred to this as Wakanda's origin story, because it's very much Wakanda coming onto the world stage for the first time ever, where they're like, hey, we're Wakanda. We exist. We have vibranium. We have incredibly advanced technology that your side of the hemisphere has never seen. And here we are.
And I like they refer to it as a Wakanda origin story, not Black Panthers.
Yeah.
I like that. Like
Yeah.
we didn't need that whole backstory in Civil War because the character is strong enough, and Chadwick Boseman's performance was strong enough. So I like the idea that Wakanda gets to be fleshed out, so we can just reinforce our love of the character instead of distracting from it.
Yeah, exactly. So, but they also have advanced tech that they're not sharing with the rest of the world. That's probably where the geopolitical stuff comes in. Is Wakanda's now on the world stage,
And the Winter Soldier stuff.
and the Winter Soldier stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
I mean, they were able to freeze Bucky, so that happened.
Yep. So, along with this, the Black, they also showed with the dailies. Here's everything that they showed about Black Panther. They showed a lot, apparently, of the Dora Milaje. I'm saying that correctly.
Dora
Milaje. part of that was you saw Lupita Nyong'o as
Kicking butt.
as Nakia, taking out some bad guys amidst a lot of gunfire.
And you know what? I bet it looked great.
Yeah.
And they gave her time to do the choreography and to really get into character.
20 to 25 whole minutes before instead of 15. They really
Right.
Yes. They gave her an extra
Makes a
10
difference.
minutes.
Yeah.
Apparently, like I read a description of the footage on, I think on Nerdist, where they talked about it and said, like, there's all these thugs. Like, I don't know who they were. Like, I'm guessing they work with Claw or something. All these thugs. And she's just wearing, like, this dark green hoodie and operating out of the shadows, taking all these dudes down as they're shooting at her and they can't hit her. And apparently, I think this is Dan Casey writing about it over at Nerdist. He said that there was a mistake in the footage where she got her hoodie, like her cloak got caught on a car door. That wasn't supposed to happen, but she was so good at it. She just rolled with it, improvised getting out of it, and still went and kicked the dude's
That's
ass.
awesome.
So, since I didn't see it, I can't comment on it. But then they also saw Danae Guerrera at the coronation of T'Challa. He's getting coronated at Warrior Falls, and like these boats are all rolling up to the coronation, and Danae Guerrero is there as part of that. Lupita is on a second boat all by herself, coming from a border tribe, as it's described.
A border tribe?
A border of Wakanda.
Oh, okay.
Which to me means, is she like sort of like the Jabari tribe? Is she coming from
Like-
Michael B.
like-
Jordan, or like from his
Interesting.
tribe? Or
I mean, because
or,
there's different ones. There's the crocodile tribe. There's the lion tribe. Their lead person is Sockmeat. They and then of course White Gorilla Cult,
M'Baku,
and that's
yeah.
M'Baku.
Yeah.
So I mean,
my
there are
guess
other
is that she's
ones.
coming from one of those, and that maybe there's a question of loyalty in the movie in some capacity. And then of course she turns out to be the most loyal person ever. But you know, I don't know.
We'll see.
They also showed Claw. So this took place in South Korea. Ulysses Claw, played by Andy Serkis, enters a casino in South Korea. He's got a lot of people with him. Someone said Claw party of 8, and then he goes to meet with Everett Ross. And the entire time he's walking through, you can hear T'Challa in his door Melage saying, he's entering, he's coming here, he's doing this, he's about to come here. And then he sits down with Everett Ross, and then an attack happens. Everett Ross steals the briefcase from Claw and runs off. My guess is that that's where the giant car chase scene in
get the
South Korea
briefcase, yeah.
happens.
Right.
And
then car flippity.
car flippity flops.
Yeah.
Flippity floops.
Got my car
happen.
flippy floppies.
Yeah, my flippy floppies happens. But it sounds like Everett Ross is working with T'Challa. Probably what happened is there was some like tech stolen from Wakanda. All
Which is what
vibranium
Claw is
based.
great at.
He's great at. That's what he's always doing in the comics. So my guess is that Claw steals some vibranium based tech, and T'Challa's like, "Oh hell no, we got to get that back." And
Yeah.
Ross is like, "Well, I'm the co-executive lead of this task force. Let's go get it." You know. So
And they cut into the briefcase. The Cure plays. Ant-Man fights in the briefcase.
Yep.
It's all
Yep.
tied together.
It's all tied.
Right back.
It's
to
all
Sunday.
connected.
That's how it works. Shared universe.
And Daredevil's in there.
It's pretty exciting.
Sure.
Confirmed.
Daredevil's
Mackie confirms
Mackie-
Daredevil's
in the
Black
briefcase.
Panther.
Yep, he's
Also in the briefcase.
He's
It's
also
like
in the briefcase.
Every
Very
time I think that it can't be more awesome with like Black Panther, then something else happens.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
So is there anything that we talked about that you want to talk about?
I think that covers everything that I was going to do. I mean, they visited the art department, so you know that they there were some special things that they were talking about with that, like Michael B. Jordan's character, his preferred weapon is a spear knife, and I'm like, cool.
Yeah, cool.
Yes, I like this. There was a lot of tribal music, and that there were different masks that they were doing. And in particular, there was an ape mask replete with terrifying teeth, porcupine-like quills, and I was like, it becomes so real. And in my mind,
Do you think that's
movie,
M'Baku?
I think that's M'Baku.
so cool.
So in my mind movie, this is like, oh my god, this is the best thing ever. I'm almost terrified for whoever I'm dating at that time, because they're like, guess what? We're gonna see this 5 times.
Well, if you and I are dating, I'll go see it 5 times with you.
Well,
I'll be
me,
married
you,
though, so
and
we
Brittany.
won't be.
I'm gonna marry Brittany. I think she's awesome.
I don't blame you. I would marry
she's
Brittany.
She's an awesome person.
I would marry Brittany again. She's amazing. All right, Thanos. The only thing that I've heard about him is that he looked badass, that he had the Infinity Gauntlet, and there was a destruction all behind him as he smiled.
Was it
That
filled or
sounds
unfilled?
familiar.
Was what filled?
The gauntlet, was it filled or unfilled? Because we know he puts it on unfilled.
Filled. But this is all concept art. So,
Okay.
like, this is... And one of the things that they said to reporters is that a lot of times they use this art to kind of help show the talent that they're courting to come on board. Like, this is what could happen. This is what it's going to kind of look like. This is what we're thinking. But then they bring the talent on, and the talent's like, actually, it doesn't make sense for him to have all 6 stones. Let's what if he only gets like 4 of them?
Your wife's in the live chat.
Oh, what did she say?
Hey, Brittany!
What is she saying?
Said, what did Matt just say? What did Matt just say?
Is it bad that I admitted I love my wife?
I mean, she might have been talking about the dating Marquia from Black Panther release.
So, Brittany, I'm just saying I'll treat you right.
If you've ever wondered what it looked like to see a man be on the couch of the internet, this is how it happens.
Like, my spectrum is straight right now, but for you, darling.
Oh, wow. Captain Marvel showed some concept art of her as well. That has not been released. No one knows what she's going to look like except for the people that saw her and the people that work at Marvel. This is not that concept art. This is just really great art from an artist named Boss Logic online. He does a lot of this concept arting. That's the word. That's
Yes.
the verb. Arting. But again, she looked badass. Apparently, she has kind of a little bit more of an armor sort of look to the costume,
Good.
which I think is awesome.
Yeah, less spandex, more armor.
Yeah.
Well, I love how they redesigned her costume, even the most recent
Yeah.
one. It looks like something you'd wear as a uniform. It looks
Yeah.
more uniform, like
Yeah.
because she's a captain.
Yeah, she's a captain. And then also, she was possibly, and this came from Nerdist, we have to give credit to those guys over there, she's possibly fighting a Kree sentry. Like a lot of the other websites were like, fighting a weird robot thing. But Dan Casey was like, that's probably a Kree sentry, which makes total sense because that's who she would fight. The Kree sentry, if you don't know, is those were giant, like world-destroying robots that were left behind by the Kree when they were kind of like forging their empire. And when they came to Earth and created the Inhumans, they left a Kree sentry here to watch over it. And then Mar-Vell shows up and he's watching the Earth because they've heard reports that maybe the Earthlings are advancing and they might become a threat. Sure enough, the Fantastic Four are like, what's up, bitches? We the Fantastic Four. And the Kree sentry wakes up and he's like, this is a threat. We must destroy this planet. And then Mar-Vell's like, don't do that.
How excited would you be
Oh, man.
if Captain Marvel brings us Fantastic Four?
Ooh, it's not going to happen.
Did everybody feel that at the same
Yeah, we all
time?
felt
Where
that.
it's like,
Imagine.
you just say the name Fantastic Four, and then
Yeah.
there's all this hope, and then there's also like,
It's almost like the team represents hope and family and love and not darkness. and
so
techno
weird.
problems.
All right, we got to move on because we
Okay.
only got 11
Standing
minutes
rooms.
left.
yes.
Ant-Man and the Wasp, we saw concept art for both Hope Van Dyne and Janet. They were all very, like in Wasp armor, they were very quick to say, well, no, this is also from the first film. Like, that doesn't mean that Janet Van Dyne is in it, but come on.
Yeah.
Janet Van Dyne is in this movie. This entire film is a rescue mission to go to the quantum realm and find Janet Van Dyne and save her because we all know she can survive, and that's what's going to happen.
It's gonna be great.
So yeah, they showed that. Peyton Reed also promises that we'll see a lot of Ant-Man and Giant Man action in the sequel. So we'll see a lot of like, he's a tiny little guy and he runs over here. Now he's a giant. Smash, smash, smash. And now he's a tiny guy. If we can see Wasp doing the same thing,
Yes.
that will be... Like, if I could see the Wasp as Giant Wasp and flying with her little wings and she looks like a 747, I'll be happy.
I didn't know how much I cared about size movies until Ant-Man. Like, I didn't know how exciting that would be. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I was
but-
like, oh, it's small. That's exciting. And then when the Civil War, that moment, like, I'm now way more excited for Ant-Man 2.
Yeah, I think, and I think we have to give a lot of credit to Edgar Wright, who showed, he was the first one to really do that test footage and show, this is actually pretty badass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, so...
Everyone go see Baby Driver twice to thank Edgar
Oh,
Wright.
man, yeah, I want to go see that movie. Can't wait. Is that out? It's not out
No,
yet,
no,
right?
no.
Okay.
Now I have to rewatch that fight sequence in Civil War. now
So
I have to
good. That
rewatch
was so
it.
good.
Oh.
That whole airport thing.
Yeah.
Thor Ragnarok, they went and spoke with Taika Waititi, who is apparently one of the nicest men in Hollywood, from what I understand. And he is playing Korg.
That's amazing.
Yes.
The Cronin, the
That's
Rock
greatest.
Cronin.
You remember him from was it Dark World?
Well,
the beginning of
that
Dark
wasn't
World?
that wasn't
No, that was
Korg. That was a Cronin. That was someone else of
wasn't
his race.
Korg?
That wasn't Korg.
Oh.
So the Cronins
me.
are a race of aliens who are all rock-like and look basically the same. So Korg is one of those aliens, Cronins. But yeah, Thor did decimate one of them with Mjolnir. Then he shows up on on Sakaar and thrown in prison with one. And he's like, ooh, hey. Apparently, so the dialogue there that's really funny. I didn't write it down here, but it's pretty funny. Thor's like, what? How did you get here? He's like, I tried to start a revolution, didn't make enough pamphlets, ended up here, so now I'm trying to start another revolution, get out of here, but you can join it if you want. And then Thor's like, no, I'm going to kill the champion. And he's like, you can't do that, no one's killed him ever, he can't be killed.
You've got a surprisingly good Kiwi accent.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel good because I get made fun of for everything else.
Kiwi. The Kiwi's the secret.
The Kiwi's the secret.
Kiwi.
Yeah, I'm just channeling Reese Darby, really. So yeah, that happens. Also, Papa Meek is there, and Meek never talks. He is insectoid, and by some accounts, he drives like he controls a weird exoskeleton bug suit. But he never talks, and I think that's kind of fun. Dude, it's going to be so wacky. Yeah. Also, Waititi referred to Goldblum's Grandmaster as running a contest of champions.
Oh, we got it official. Ooh. That's exciting. I mean, it's all but been said, but now it's been said.
Yes, and we know John Cena's in there somewhere.
Yeah, he's the champion of Earth, and I swear to God, I swear to God, they will announce him as John Cena, and he will enter the ring and fight as John Cena.
But will they play his theme music though?
I bet they have to. If they do it, they have to.
John Cena, and then they just cut to an empty stadium because we can't see him.
Oh my God!
So
either that or like a pan over.
So real quick, just to finish it all up, Spider-Man: Homecoming. There wasn't a lot that they really talked about that we haven't already seen in the trailers too much, but they did say, or Roth was telling me that they saw more of Donald Glover. But there's nothing new to report. I was just like, so he's in it more than just like standing by the show, by the tinkerer. Okay, that's good.
We guessed that already.
Also, just announced today, Spider-Man is confirmed to appear in the untitled Avengers 4 and a Spider-Man sequel. We already kind of guessed that, but now it's 100% confirmed from Feige. All right, we've got to move on. Marvel shout-outs. Let's do it. You got this under control?
I do. Okay, here we go. Just get to that. Yes. Okay, yes. Shout out to Rebroken Flores at JLF_89, Media Shock at Media Shock UK, Daniel Drew again at
Daniel
Jedi
Drew
Time
wants
Sand.
his shout outs.
Yeah.
I don't mind, but we'll do it.
He deserves it. He's amazing.
He's a good guy.
Always chatting, so.
And to Mama Jandro.
Mama Jandro!
Yes. Okay, so questions. Best comics to read for Legion. This is from Stephen Middleton at Stephen O. Middleton. Love the show and love to read more into the character.
X-Men Legacy 1 through 24. X-Men Legacy 1 through 24. If you're a comic fan, if you're an X-Men fan, if you know how to read it.
It is legitimately good.
It's one of the best comics of all time.
It's legitimately really good. I don't know if it's one of the best of all time, but it's legitimately very good.
Top 500 best comics of all time.
Wow. That's a full
Top 500. What are the other 499 koi? Go.
Please hold.
Elton Arthur at Elton_Ice67. Do you think the Punisher could join the Defenders, and what do you think the 4 credit scenes would be?
What the 4 credit scenes could be for Guardians of the Galaxy?
No, he doesn't say Guardians. He just says, what do you think the 4 credit scenes?
I assume he's implying Guardians.
We'll just
implying
do
Guardians because we know that there's 4 to 5 of those. So we're going to go with Guardians on that.
Okay.
Punisher joining the Defenders is possible. I've also heard rumors that he's fighting the Defenders.
So remember, he's doing what he thinks is good.
So because apparently Marvel Comics is doing a Punisher versus Defenders, and some people are wondering, well, are they setting that up for him to fight the Defenders or to be on the wrong side of it for a while? Possibly, I don't know.
Could be a mini boss that then ends up, flipping.
Yeah,
that's a possibility.
I don't think that that's going to happen. I think that he'll probably stay a good guy. I'm sure that he'll show up in the Defenders at some point. He'll probably have an episode or two where he kind of helps them in some way, and they don't like his methods. So
bound to happen.
I can see that.
As for the 4 credit scenes, I don't know. I would
maybe an Avengers-esque one.
Yeah,
but
some point Infinity War
instead of eating shawarma, I don't know, what would they eat? They'd be somewhere else. They're on the restaurant at the other end of the galaxy.
They could be at that the Stakars bar. They all go to the, what was it, the Iron Lotus, I think is what they called it, the Iron Lotus or something like that in the quote. Yeah, they all go there.
And they go there for ramen. So there you go.
Space ramen.
That's one of the
Space ramen.
Space ramen.
The fact that there's 4 actually throws me off more. Like, you know what I mean? Because 1 or 2, I could be like, oh, this is... But the fact that there's 4 is banana sandwich.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I would love to see James Gunn set up the rest of the cosmic universe with it. As we reported earlier, like, he's doing a lot of the... He's partial... One of the main architects behind the future of, like, Phase 4's cosmic universe. I would love to see him set something up with that.
The fact that the Marvel Universe and Guardians feel separate, I love. So I love that they might do separate Guardians, and then the 4 credit scenes are how it ties together. That keeps its own little bubble well. So I could see them setting up something for Thor, logically. Yeah. Something for Avengers, logically. Maybe whoever, Michael Rosenbaum and Stallone, a scene for them, because they're so important. And then the last one... a jokey thing, something full tilt boogie, like something like the Howard the Duck thing.
You know what?
Like they're roller skating. They roller skate in a roller skating rink.
Like just something that's so outlandish.
Going off of what you're saying with Stallone, I would love to see like a Ravagers, like Stallone as the Ravagers doing like something what I was saying earlier.
Like something like
that would be cool. Like I would love to see something like that.
And scene 5 is of course the Fantastic Four being announced. I mean,
Okay, so Ravagers eating shawarma and be like, not as good as Terran.
Yes, that would be amazing. And of course, Stan Lee is the Watcher. I would love to see that. So.
Okay, so sounding the Nigel at Dreammaker84. When will Doctor Strange 2 be announced?
Comic-Con. Right. I don't know. I'm guessing. Yeah. Probably so, though. I mean, they're gonna do a Doctor Strange 2. Like, it did really well. Like, we know they're gonna do it. It'll be a Phase 4 film. So yeah,
Matt's been writing it since he was 4.
Yep.
Yes.
That's why it's
been
Phase
in
4.
his mind movie. The Lonely Wakandan at Lonely Wakandan. Do you think we'll see more Thanos going forward in the MCU now that Josh Brolin is also playing Cable?
Depends on what happens in Infinity War.
I don't think it's going to affect anything. I don't think him being Cable is going to affect anything.
It won't.
It's still a voice. It's basically a voiceover role.
It's really still, It's really a question of is the 4th Avengers film related to Infinity War? If so, we'll probably see Thanos in both films, and that'll be it.
And they wouldn't have signed up for anything that would cause a conflict. Like, there's no way he's going to be like, I forgot I was busy playing Thanos.
Yeah.
Like, he's obviously this is going to be set up. And he's doing mocap and the voice, and he'll have time.
Yeah. And the 2 studios aren't so much at odds that he's going to be like, I better choose one.
Resident number 44877 at Lefty Twilight. Which upcoming Marvel property are you hoping most gets an after-credit scene in Guardians of the Galaxy 2? Infinity War, Captain Marvel, Black Panther, or Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
I would love to see Captain Marvel. I want to see that in action.
I think that would work.
Yeah, I would love to see that.
I don't think Black Panther needs an after-credit scene for Guardians of the Galaxy. I think that's just too much. Yeah. It's too separate.
I don't feel like Captain Marvel should be introduced in after-credit scene. I think she's too important.
I agree with that. I guarantee you we'll see an Infinity War.
Oh yeah,
if we don't see the Guardians landing on Earth, cause similar to what they did in Ant-Man with the end where they had like the Civil War, like that actual scene from the movie. I bet we see something like that, like the very first time the Guardians land on Earth. I bet we see that.
How sad is that going to feel?
I bet Iron Man is there to greet them.
I would love a little bit scene where it's like Cosmo and Howard the Duck together. They obviously just had an adventure.
Oh my God, that would be the best.
Okay, so comments.
Right, moving on.
I don't know. Mask of Shy, Giotto. These guys really have to read the last great Avengers comics. They are so fun. Thanks. We'll try to read that. Cheris Croft at Cheris Croft. Oh, this is good news. Had a crappy day and it deserves that capital C. And I need cheering up. And they were talking about the show that we cheered them up.
Oh, good.
Yes,
good.
Glad to cheer you up and welcome. And then Langley.
You agree with me.
That's right.
Langley, agree with me.
10 movie slate too long.
At Langley M. Neely. So mad I miss Mama Jandro. Live on Marvel Movie News. Mama and Graham are the best. Aww.
Thanks, man.
We loved having them.
They were great.
And
super fun.
They had so many stories about Koi afterwards. I mean, just ask Stephanie.
You guys think I talk about being naked now?
Oh, man. All right, we got to wrap it up. We got like 1 minute left.
Yes.
My name is Matt Key. I'm at the Matt Key. You can see me on Screen Junkies from time to time. And I'm also on the Wednesday Club over at Geek and Sundry's Twitch channel. And that's me. Go.
I'm Markeia McCarty. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Markeia McCarty, MarkeiaMcCarty. I'm on Screen Junkies also every now and again. And catch me on Raw on AfterBuzz TV, and that's Mondays at 8:30 p.m. Let's talk some wrestling.
Boom. Coy.
I'm Coy at COYJANDREAU. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at those letters. And I also am doing the fan fights for the first time on this Sunday. And then I'm also might be doing some more movie fighting soon. You'll keep an ear out for that. And I just did the Schmodown, and the Schmoes were awesome to me, and they are great. And I love you guys, and I'll see you next week.
Ollie.
I'm Oliver Drennan. You can find me on all social media platforms at Ollie Dreamer, and I am cast officially as Blankety Blank, guys.
Yeah, you're here first. That's
Blankety-blank.
that's Marvel Movie
All I
News.
can
Thank you
try.
for joining us. We'll see you next week. Goodbye.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.